I feel like at this point in our lives, we've experienced enough life where it's time to start passing everything that we've learned forward. And if our podcast helps one person either grow into the beautiful self that they are, or learn something new, or we make a new friend, or they make a new friend, um, yeah, we did our job. Yeah. It's a long time coming.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it? How long?
Well, when it's time.
What is so? Well, I mean, I was thinking about podcasts for a long time.
Yeah, you listen. Okay, so here's the difference. You listen to a lot of podcasts.
I do.
I'm the gal that does not listen to podcasts. I will listen to one if you send it to me all the way through. I'm that girl that I will listen to it all the way through. My friend Julie sends them to me all the time, and I am such an advocate for everybody else listening to podcasts. So now that we're on a podcast, we're doing this, I will have to listen to podcasts more. Yeah, but I have to be a supporter. I am now a supporter of the podcast.
We love it.
I don't find myself listening to podcasts very often.
You're too busy talking.
Or it's usually classical music or
Classical music? Do you literally listen to classical music in your car?
Yeah. 90.1. 90.1.
The radio?
So
You listen to the radio?
I know
Wow.
you and the Creek boys make fun of me for listening to radio, but it's consistent. Like 90.1 only plays
I
classical
can't hear the
music.
commercials.
I actually don't know.
Can't hear the
Oh,
commercials.
yeah, they do have commercials. Yeah.
Yeah, not into it.
It's kind of like it's like a good pause. It's like, all right, now reset, text anybody you need to. Anna, if you're listening to this, I am trying my best not to text and drive anymore. On a trout, that was for you. But yeah, the radio. I was actually just listening to back from Broken
I
Home.
can't tell you last time I intentionally listened to the radio.
Okay.
It has to be intentional. It's never going to be on in my car.
Yeah. Christmas music? Did you listen to Christmas music?
Yeah, on Spotify.
No, on the radio.
No, not on the radio.
I think it was 104.9. Oh, is it 102.7? Who does the Christmas?
Yeah, KJ 103.
103. Okay, yeah.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
there you go. I'm not as privy
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, I grew up listening.
to that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. You grew up in Oklahoma City, Melissa?
Are we just diving right into that? Thank you for interviewing me. I love that.
Yeah. So, Melissa, you're from Oklahoma City.
Born and raised. Yeah.
What's your favorite
My favorite part?
part? Oh, no, that was a heavy sigh.
Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe I feel different because I have been there. Like, it feels fairly small.
Yeah.
I feel like I know the city like the back of my hand because I do. But,
She does.
So I don't know. That's a hard question to answer.
Okay.
Downtown, Midtown.
Yeah.
I mean, the districts. I love
Yeah.
Paseo. I love Plaza. I love, the smaller communities.
The individuality.
I do like that there are some little, some pockets where you can experience some, it feels a little different.
Yeah.
In each place. So if you're looking for a certain kind of vibe, you can probably find it.
Yeah.
And I do like that.
Yeah. It's got, individuality throughout the whole city.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever you're feeling.
How would you answer that?
Well,
what would you say is your favorite part?
Thank you for asking, Melissa. What my favorite part of Oakland City is. It's interesting. This January, I've been here for 12 years. And the growth.
And this is pretty much home now.
I know.
You call,
it's home. Yeah. Home, what they say, home's where the heart is. Home is where, you're thriving, I would say. And yeah, for the last decade plus, I've been thriving here. Well, okay, not maybe the whole decade, but for the majority of that, absolutely thriving. I think my favorite part about this city is,
think about where you were when you first came here. So, tell us about that.
Yeah.
How did you get here from Oregon?
Fast forward 12 years. Yeah. Okay, so
how does one go from the beautiful coast of Oregon to
Oklahoma?
Oh,
it's beautiful here. There are trees here. You
Yes,
have
I-
to
I-
travel
I-
about
I-
30
I-
minutes to find them, but they're here. Yeah. They don't
like
get
how
to
it's
them
delightful.
delightful.
So
Yeah.
tell us about your perspective.
No, I think one of my favorite parts about the city is it is what 1.2, maybe 1.3 population for the metro, but it's still very small. Like it's still. I feel like I know it pretty well. Like the back of my hand.
I'm sure you feel the same. It's like it is a bigger city.
Yeah.
But
small town feel.
Oh yeah. I have a hard time going somewhere and not running into someone.
Correct. Yeah. Which I would say too, like, and on a professional level, like, because we are out and about in that way, often enough, it's hard not to make friends and meet people.
I mean, it's awesome. It's fun. It feels like feels like home.
Feels like home. It is home. Yeah, feels like home. But yeah, just the growth I feel like that this city has seen since I moved here is really cool.
And that's what I was saying. I felt like I wasn't super excited about OKC, but and I wasn't when I first moved back, but it has grown and changed and continues to do so. So I'm excited to see
the evolution
where it keeps going.
Oklahoma City. And you moved back in 2019.
2019, before the pandemic. Yeah.
Tell us about your living abroad.
Are we gonna?
Melissa, not fully. Melissa's a traveler. She, honestly, the fact that I've been blessed with her presence since 2019 again. It's actually kind of crazy in the best way. I'm grateful.
Yeah, I did not play this game. Yeah. I had zero intention of doing that, but 5 years later,
you came back for Ellie, didn't you? You came back for Ellie. You did not come back for Ellie. I didn't come back for Ellie. Poor Ellie.
No, we're gonna say that.
You might as well tell. Yeah.
So, I guess a little bit of our friendship timeline. So, I mean, we were like, we met through a friend of a friend, really.
Yeah.
But we never really, did we even hang out that much? Like, I don't feel like we hung out one-on-one before.
Never one-on-one, but I can recall New Year's Eve parties at your house.
Okay, yeah. That was the last.
Yeah.
We were before we left. Yeah.
And then a couple gatherings at our mutual friend's house, or at least one or two, and then bopping around occasionally for birthdays or something like that. But
we really didn't become close.
No. 2019. Yeah. Crazy.
So where were we going with this? Oh,
Ellie.
So yeah, I moved overseas. I lived in Dominican Republic first for a short season. Moved back for just a quick minute to regroup, and then moved to Singapore and was there for almost 4 years. So, but yeah, in prior to that, I had 2 dogs, but only one of them was making the trip with me. So
one of them was far superior.
One of them had to go. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, he was the OG, so he was coming. So, anyways, Jenna thankfully took Ellie in her care, but
she ran away.
Ellie,
one time saw her.
You didn't tell me till like months later.
I was trying to find her.
I get a fucking text from you, like
you're on Instagram.
Hey, you're like, hey, by the way, like Ellie ran away like 4, 6, 7 months ago, and I'm like, oh my god.
She was chipped with your information.
Still.
So it's like if you get a notification
that I was not on the lookout for. Actually, my phone was deactivated because we were overseas. So I was like, well, even if she did,
the vets wouldn't have to Instagram you.
I mean, someone would have figured it out.
Did you, who's the SOS you had on Ellie's paper?
I'm sure my mom. I'm sure my mom. No.
Mom and Thomas would have come running.
She would have.
I know. Yeah. Everybody liked Ellie.
Everybody liked Ellie. You just didn't want to take her home with you.
Ellie was that gal that, I was actually thinking about that this weekend, or earlier this week. Ellie was the gal that got sprayed by a skunk twice.
I never. Well,
I don't ever wish that upon. She
was fucking around and she sure found out.
She found out. Well, and of course, like the pet door. She. She went out.
I would have never.
In the middle of the night, she came back in. I was like, I woke up.
Is that how she ran away?
I don't actually know.
She ran away from the dog.
Well, she came back. She knew where she was fed. No, but she went out in the middle of the night one night and came back, and immediately, what is that smell? And that was the first time. I had a roommate at the time, and his name was Kelly.
I didn't even know that.
And Kelly knew, this was circa 2015, and Kelly knew to get tomatoes, not soup. Ew, we're not making grilled cheeses. It was tomato sauce and 7-Up spray.
This is how you got out skunk smell?
Evidently.
Who knew?
And you know what? The second time she did it, it also worked. So I'm like, God, it was gross. So, Ellie's this cute little beagle chihuahua mixed with some sort of, she's anything you want her to be, really. Apart from just a purebred dog.
She's about weenie dog size, a little taller.
Yeah. She was that little, she burrowed, she was a little bagel ball. She was, what?
I love that you loved her.
20.
I mean, I loved her, but
she was my gal. If I said load up, she didn't do that. So I had throw her in the car.
She didn't do anything you told her.
No.
Enough about that dog.
Yeah.
Enough about that dog.
Ellie, if you're listening.
Oh my goodness.
Your
mom, if you're out there,
your mom's miss you.
How old would she be? I mean, she'd be
2015. She was what? 2 or
so
3.
10.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah,
She'd be like Gretchen's age.
she'd be having some gray hair, probably.
Yeah, little whiskers.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had that black nails, little black snout.
Let's hope she found a lovely home and has been running around the farm with some kiddos.
Yeah, or other cats or skunks, really. Whichever. She'll make friends with anybody.
Sounds like she will.
Anyway, Ellie, we love you.
Okay. Why are we doing this podcast?
Another good question.
We started talking about it and we went in a bunch of different directions. So
honestly, I feel like at this point in our lives, we've experienced enough life where it's time to start passing everything that we've learned forward. And if our podcast helps one person either grow into the beautiful self that they are, or learn something new, or we make a new friend, or they make a new friend, yeah, we did our job.
Yeah. I love your saying. That's probably not yours, but you say it a lot. Knowing what we know, we have a greater social responsibility.
Yeah.
And not that, I mean, just we're trying to do and live the best we can.
So. Yeah. And let everybody catch a glimpse into our lives and how hysterical we are sometimes. Sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's going to tell the story about how we came up with the name?
Oh, God. Okay.
So I've been thinking about podcasts for a long time.
Yeah, it's true.
The name that had been in my mind was Life, Love, and the Pursuit of Real Estate.
Yeah.
But then I got told that was too long. So I'm like, all right, you got to shorten it. So then we were kind of brainstorming.
Yeah.
Like, but these are still kind of the topics. So we both are in real estate.
Yeah. We're both realtors.
I do something else full time now. So real estate's a little bit more of a side hustle these days, but definitely your main hustle, been killing it. But so yeah, we were kind of brainstorming some different names for the podcast.
Yeah. She got told Life, Love, and the Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah. Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah.
Which is a little too long. Which, like, see, I didn't remember it.
And, it sounds like that movie, which we all know and love so dearly.
That was kind of the point.
Correct. Yes, absolutely. Honestly, I didn't think it was too long until now. Yes, I think that was too long. But,
okay, so we had a couple options down, and we were leaning towards.
Yes.
We were main characters was kind of the one that was floating around the most, but I think neither of us still really felt very.
We didn't feel attached to it just yet.
We didn't feel attached to it.
Yeah.
And for me, I felt a little bit. I didn't.
Too much.
Well, I didn't want it to come off like as a negative.
Yeah.
It felt a little bit self-righteous, and that's not at all.
No.
Not at all what we were going for. So we let the universe decide for us. And my God did it.
We've been letting the universe do a lot.
And the universe has been talking to us.
It's been raining. Yeah, raccoons.
Okay, yeah, we'll tell the raccoons. So let's do this one. So
we arrived at our Christmas party at Copper Creek.
Yes.
December 20th.
Mind you, I don't know a single other person because I hadn't joined the brokerage yet. Joined the following week.
Yeah, Melissa knows 3 people there.
I know,
yeah. Myself, the broker,
and kind of one other person.
Yeah, our friend Charlie.
Kind of.
Yeah, knows of our friend Charlie. And so we get to this holiday party, and this is the first outing. I had just joined the brokerage, a week before. Less than a week before.
Yeah, I mean, we were...
And texted the boys, what time's our Christmas party on Friday? And anyway, so we get there, we arrive, and our broker greets us, gives us the big hugs, and hey, don't forget to go put your names in for a raffle.
Right, they were giving away some cool stuff.
Yeah, cool.
A trip,
and what was the other one?
I don't know, there were 3 things. I don't remember what the third one was.
And I said to Melissa, we shot 3 little tokens or whatever. You write.
You told me I filled them out, and you're like, you just write
it in wherever.
But you're like, but you'll
put it in wherever. Yeah.
So I went to all of ours on the trip.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's do this.
Yeah, I was very unattached to the outcome of said drawing of the prizes.
Yeah.
And so when we got there, Brett let us know that our friend Charlie, Charlie didn't know it yet, but he was giving away a free weekend getaway at Blue Doors.
Oh, he didn't? Oh, he didn't know.
Charlie,
on the thing.
Yes, I think he didn't know me until the day of.
Okay.
Yeah, and so Charlie was giving away a free weekend at his couple of his little cabins, little casitas for like $10. And so, well, and we'll also put all of the tokens in for that one.
Yeah.
Yes. So she put him in. We're unattached. We walk away. We go greet the bartender. He was really sweet. He definitely had champagne, Trader Joe's champagne. He had some champagne there for us. So we went and we were mingling, sitting down, talking to all of our people, meeting some new people. And it was time for the drawing.
So we're sitting down.
Yeah.
Kind of towards the front.
Yeah. Not too far back. Not front row, but like,
We must have been talking about the podcast because we were talking about it. Why else would it have come up?
Yeah, that's fair. We did. Something
I think
lightly touched on.
I think we were discussing titles.
Yeah.
And so I said to you, if we win one of these drawings, mind you, there was 100 people in the room.
At least.
If we win
we
win one of these drawings, the title will be main characters.
Yeah.
No sooner did that come out of my mouth, Brett pulls Jenna Lewis.
Oh God. So here's the newbie.
We just die. I mean, we
were cracking up
dead.
In our own world. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
And
Charlie's behind us, like, those two.
we definitely kind of made a scene, like, number one, nobody knew who we were.
Yeah.
As soon as he said that, we're like cracking. I'm just in shock, and I'm like,
we're elated. We're just like so honored to be there. And
I mean,
to have one.
It was
prize.
Great. We didn't really have a choice. So.
Main characters. It is. Yeah, main characters.
Okay, so you are the one that kind of came up with that. I mean.
The main characters?
Kind of.
I feel like you see, okay, this is where you are very creative in that way. I came up before, she forgot to mention, I came up with like a list of ideas of names, and she's like, and I'm like, damn it. I'm like, okay, I guess, we'll stick with whatever. Life, love, and the pursuit of real estate. It is kind of long. It's kind of boring, but it's still really good. So I feel like you took the lead on main characters, and
now that you're saying that, I'm like,
and I seconded it. It was an easy second for me. I'm like, yes.
What does main characters mean to you?
Main characters.
Like, what does that mean?
We in our own lives, in our own worlds, I feel like we humans, right, are so easily like pushed to the background in our own life. And not playing, we're playing the understudy in our own life. That seems silly. We're not doing that anymore. We don't have to.
I just think of those.
What about you?
Well, those yellow tinted glasses that I have, you have too.
Yeah.
Everybody has.
Yeah. Oh, they're so good.
I think they're so last summer, but we're still rocking them because screw it.
It makes everything.
I put them on. I feel like the main character.
Yes.
It's like immediate, like, all right.
Mind shift change.
Vibe check, let's go.
Yeah.
It's like
untouchable.
Right.
Yeah, untouchable.
Yeah. And it's just doing the dang thing.
Not in like a boastful or like braggadocious way. Just like
living in full authenticity.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Knowing that these glasses are last season, but some girl told me once, she's like, oh, that's totally had a moment last summer. I was like, they have a moment now. I was like, you just watch. They're still having a moment.
Yes.
Yeah. But no, I think the main characters, it's inviting everybody, our audience, our people, the community that we're going to be building, right? Inviting everybody to be their authentic selves and be their own main character.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want to do. Go do it. I'm offended if you don't. I'll be offended if you don't. Yeah.
That's another one you're in. What do you want to do? Melissa, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
I'm like, God, okay, yeah. What do I want to do? What do I want to do?
Yeah. And we're doing it. Yeah. Main characters. Okay. So that's how we got the title. In the longest version of that. Actually, probably could be longer. A pretty long version. That's how we got the title of our podcast.
Yeah.
And I nicknamed it MCs today. Did you catch that on my text?
I did.
Yeah. Did you like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It made it easy.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like we should get like that those hat or something. We should put that on there. Just so.
Oh yeah.
Just so it's like
I woke up at 5:30 this morning and I had no reason to be up at 5:30, but I was googling trucker hats. I need some. Yeah, because I only have this one and one other one. So
okay, we need more trucker hats.
We're apparently
the people need more trucker hats. Yeah.
Main characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So objectives. So, yeah.
Well, kind of what we said in thinking about this podcast and what we want it to be. And we had kind of come up with like, we want it to feel like a quick phone call with your best friend.
Yeah.
A debriefing, moment of exhale. When you get in your car to drive home from work, maybe you don't want to listen to something motivational. You just want to listen to something funny, something interesting. Feels like you already tried to call your best friend. She didn't answer. You know what? Put this podcast on.
Turn it on. Yeah. Don't turn the radio on. Do not. Yeah. I'm not going to do that either. I'm going to turn the podcast on. I'm not going to turn the radio on anymore. Just kidding. Just kidding. Creek Boys and Real Seven Marshals in the radio. Okay, so what about for you? I feel like my objective, I don't feel like was so different from yours, but your angle was a little bit.
My ankle?
Yeah.
In the podcast?
Yeah. Like
what was my ankle?
Like your not expected outcome, but just like your hopes and like who we're reaching and like what it's for.
You had asked that. You had said like who's our audience? And I said, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Whoever wants to listen to it. I don't at this time like have any intentions around that. Like if you
follow along,
I want to say
hell yeah.
I want to sit here and have a conversation with you.
Yeah.
And you know, that could certainly evolve over time.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, open to change, of course.
Yeah.
But right now, just winging it. Right?
Yeah. And yapping.
And yapping. I saw this. It was kind of a corny quote on someone's post today, but I was like, you know what? I kind of like that. It was like,
tell me.
Your network is your net worth.
Ooh, say it louder. Say it louder. Yeah.
And so for me, this is just another extension into the community.
Yeah.
Whatever community that may be. Yeah. But the more people you know,
what's that gonna hurt? What's that gonna hurt? Yeah.
And so if anything, it's just meeting new people, engaging with new people, and
and learning about, I think, and getting curious and learning about others in their walks of life.
For sure.
And what's been going on with them.
Yeah. And I think we do have some intentions to have people on.
Oh, absolutely.
And so
guests on guests.
I've already been
right now.
Well, I keep meeting people. I'm like, oh, I want her on. I want her on. Yeah.
For any given reason, like.
Yeah, because I've met them and they've been, or had something interesting to say, or do something interesting. I'm like, I don't know anything about that. I would love to learn more. Yeah. Maybe other people would too. So, certainly some intentions of having guests on. Yeah.
Okay, I have another question.
Okay.
That's actually not a question. It's me telling you to tell everybody about your exciting news for tomorrow.
Oh.
For everyone now new, because you're all new, because this is new. Most of them flipping houses since I met her almost 11, 12 years ago.
No, I wasn't flipping houses back then.
She's being modest. Okay, go. We'll tell.
I had fixed up the houses we lived in, but not. Yeah, but that wasn't like doing it as a business.
Okay. Oh, sure. Okay, I see. Yeah.
So,
all right. Well, now that you're doing it as a business.
Well, I had been doing it as a business.
Yeah.
I have taken the last little over a year off. Because I started a big girl job. And so
you say that like you didn't have like
I
do. It's different. It's a more corporate vibe.
Something that was a little more time consuming. Yeah. So I wanted to kind of get settled on that before I tried to take on the other one. So anyways, but you know, real estate's my passion. I love it.
Yeah.
And renovating.
It's a part of who you are.
For sure.
Real estate's part of who you are. Yeah. Ever since I've known her, that's been the case. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, so I bought a new project, and I'm closing on it tomorrow, and it's a house that I'm going to move into once I get it fixed up, but
we're in it.
We are in
it. So cool.
Different. Yeah. It's a little
tell the audience where it sits in the city.
Yeah. So all of the houses I've done previously have been kind of urban core, this main part of the city. And pretty much all been historic. I've pretty much only done historic homes, which I didn't really realize until I bought this one.
Yeah.
And then, we were...
not historic, yeah.
Well, I was thinking, I was budgeting for all this stuff, and then we got over there, and I'm like, oh, wait, this isn't 100 years old. This was built in 93. Like, this shit's
like 34 years old.
Right on there. Let's go. So, anyways, it's a little... I still can't believe I'm doing this. I bought a house in the woods. I bought a house on 3.5 acres. What the hell am I doing? I don't know, but we're going to find out.
We're going to explore.
It's going to be so fucking cool. I'm so excited. It's a little... stucco house that I'm going to turn into sort of a Santa Fe Southwest style vibe on the exterior, and it's just, I mean,
it's gonna be so cool.
The land is gorgeous. It's a wooded lot with a couple outbuildings, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but it's gonna be fun.
The outdoor space there is unparalleled.
Oh. And its proximity to the city.
Yeah,
so
you're 10 minutes away from.
You're 10 minutes from
El Coyote.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it? Tequila Chulos?
Tequila Chulos. Yeah.
Anyway, she's really close to civilization. Yeah. More importantly, she's now only 12 minutes away from.
I mean, closer to you.
Versus 17.
Yeah.
Down Penn, you know.
It doesn't take 17.
Yeah, because Nichols Hills is 7. If you shoot down Penn from
there's always a cop sitting at that church.
I know. And I have yet to be pulled over, I'll tell you that.
Oh, I haven't either, because I know he's there. If you get pulled over, you're just. Yeah. You probably deserve that.
Yeah. I was probably texting while driving.
You probably were.
Anna, I wasn't texting and
you were
driving.
probably changing the radio station.
Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah, I do that all the time.
Okay, so this is a good transition into maybe what should be our last segment, which is what have you
oh, yeah.
What have you been up to this year? It's 2025, or the last day of the month. What have you been up to? And
oh my gosh.
Speaking of, where did you just showing up for our podcast?
Yes.
First recording 30 minutes late. Where were you coming from, Jay?
Well, and I would like to let everybody know that I was going to be a tad late. I was a snitch behind schedule.
She's professional.
Yes, and it was unintentional. I do apologize for my tardiness. I needed photos to make a listing live before I hit the road, so I could have, all my showings come in while I was driving, and they have been.
That's hard to do, drive.
I know. Can you imagine? That sounds like, I just need to get this done so I can hit the road. Yeah, I was in Broken Bow.
Hold on, tell us where Broken Bow is.
Broken Bow is southeast Oklahoma.
It's about the farthest
south you can get. Southeast.
Way you can get and still be in the state of Oklahoma.
I think if I'm not mistaken.
Unless you maybe go to the complete opposite end, the Panhandle. But
yeah. It's I think it's 20 minutes away from Texas, 20 minutes away from Arkansas. She's far down. It's about 4 hours away.
Yeah.
So if you leave at noon, get here by 4. But if you leave at noon 30, you don't get here till closer to 5. So that's kind of a problem. It was raining. It was just raining like cats and dogs.
It was raining this morning.
Was it? Yeah. Was it thunder and lightning up here? It was storming.
It was super foggy.
Okay, yeah. Oh, it was. I'm talking yesterday was National Croissant Day, and so
I love that you know.
We went to Harvey Bakery.
Harvey
Bakery made sure that we.
Oh,
I know. And I was like, oh my God,
and you weren't even here.
I know.
What were you doing in Broken Bow?
I was visiting. Someone.
Who is this person?
He is a new acquaintance in my.
Shut up.
Okay.
I'm ripping the Band-Aid.
Are we naming names?
That's up to you.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
We don't even have to say his name. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Anyway, so we were down in Broken Bow for he lives there. But I was down in Broken Bow visiting him for the last 3 or 4 days.
And how did this weekend go?
In the woods. Oh my God, we had fun times. We got this little date card set. Well, I got for him for Christmas, little stocking stuffer.
Love it.
And everybody loves to scratch off, For sure. So I have no idea what these date cards say. Also,
you already did the one of painting the shoes.
Well, that's what we did. Okay, so that was part 1 of this card.
Okay.
So part 2, we actually finished it. We did it. It was to go. You paint each other's shoes. Right, get creative, do the art stuff, and then you go mini golfing. Then you guys go mini golfing in those said shoes that you designed. So we went mini golfing a couple days ago in Ho Chi Town, and I'll tell you what,
it's right across the street, isn't it?
Yeah. It was the most deserted mini golf, but honestly, it was the best. We had the whole place to ourselves.
Yeah.
Loser bought lunch. I bought lunch.
Yeah.
And we actually went back to the Blue Rooster where we met. Where we crossed paths back in April last year.
Shut up.
For those of us going back. Yeah. So, yeah.
Are we going to give the spiel on this? Actually, we should.
Oh, really? Okay.
Or maybe not yet. Maybe next time.
Yeah, maybe next time.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
But
anyway.
Are you going to?
So, I just drove. Yes, I just got back into town. The freedom that my schedule allows, I'm so grateful because I got to be there for 3 days, 3 full days. I left after my open house on Sunday. Takes 4 hours to get there. So I was there by dark, or a little after dark. And then, yeah, just drove straight back here today. And, yeah, we had the best time. He's the best. Also, okay, and I hope that he doesn't actually listen to this. I told him we're doing a podcast. And he's like, oh, that's awesome. I'm like,
You don't even know how to get this.
Yeah, he just, oh, it's going to be on YouTube. Oh, he's on YouTube all the time.
Is he really?
That's how he listens to his music. He puts it in. I know.
Oh, interesting.
I know. Okay. He's not an Apple guy or Spotify guy, which, don't you gotta love that anymore? Yeah. He's on YouTube listening to music. Anyway, I digress. Where was I going? We were, okay. Do you remember it was the full moon? Oh God, it was the full moon. I had to go a couple weeks ago. I had to go to the Mac store because I had to go get my car.
Oh, you were having a bad day.
And then my car wouldn't start.
Yeah, and I came to the mall to help you,
my car wouldn't start. And you remember the reason why I told you I thought my car didn't start? Yeah. What? Because I popped that curb.
I know, but
I popped this curb real good.
Yeah, you're pretty good at that.
It didn't come out of nowhere. It was there the whole time. And I ran right over it, which is not usually my, it's not usually my MO, but I did it. And I'm sure I was texting and driving. Golly. I know.
Yeah, we're learning some things.
Yes. I could have swore that me popping that curb is the reason why my car didn't start.
Yeah. I didn't think that, but.
Yeah, and I was just. So I get down to Broken Bow, and he's outside with dogs, and he comes back inside. He goes, "Hey, I think that there's something wrong with your tire." And I was like, "Oh, really? Which one?" Oh, it's my back right one. The one that I hit the curb with.
See?
It was a bulge the size of like a wristwatch on the sidewall of my tire. And
how did you not notice that?
Because I don't just like walk around my car all the time. And me, I'm not really like sentimental about vehicles. I mean, some girl punched 2 little holes in the back of my car.
I forgot about that.
And I remember today, and I was like, I should call that gal's insurance company and or at least just send me a check to go fix this, if it's not worth the deductible. Anyway. So, and then the little cat, the center, they're aftermarket wheels, and the center of that little cat thing that goes, popped off. And I was like, oh no. So I kind of acted like I didn't know what could have happened.
Why?
Oh shit. I know exactly what happened. I called, he's like, do you think you hit a curb or a pothole? And I was like,
you didn't tell him?
Why wasn't ready to tell him that?
I'm shocked you didn't tell him that day.
Well, the day that happened?
Well, you told him. You probably did.
I didn't tell him that part.
You didn't?
I mean,
why?
I just didn't want to make it seem like I was an awful driver. He loves driving. He's a great driver. He loves driving. So the chances of me driving ever when he's around is actually really
that's nice.
Minimal. I know. He loves driving. I was like, thank God. I was like, we can take my car. Absolutely take my car, put miles on it. I don't care. I was like, but I don't want to drive ever. So he's a driver. He likes to drive. I've driven once with him in the car. We went to the plaza for dinner, and he had just gotten into town. This is a couple weeks ago. He had just gotten into town, so he drove for 4 hours. I was like, I'll drive. That's fine. No problem. Oh, yeah, that was probably a bad idea. Because I just whip in the parking lot. I'm ruthless.
Well, you're just doing a lot of other things. I'm trying. You're only kind of paying attention to the road. And I'm always like,
yeah. But a larger car.
You just feel sick.
Yeah.
You're like, well, it sucks.
I drive a truck, essentially. Basically. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
You've been beating around this bush, and I'm just not. You texted me and told me officially. Of what?
No, keep going.
I'm asking.
Well, I know
that's a boyfriend after this week.
So So
you haven't told me the story because I said you got to save it so we can talk about it here
on the podcast. Yeah. So I actually haven't quite accepted that.
What do you mean?
Well, I was like, what do you mean? I was like, well, what does being your girlfriend entail? What does that entail? And so we're being cute and funny.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, what does that entail? And of course, the contract law is well, when is my response time expire on this? Joking, of course. And he's 30 minutes. I was like, oh God. I was like, this is
for him. Honestly, that was a lot of grace. I'd be like, now, bitch.
Yeah.
It's either a yes or a no.
Oh my, that's a lot to think about. I think, I was mostly being funny. I am being funny. There's clearly some seriousness.
Did he ask you?
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah, it was sweet. Yeah, he asked me to be his girlfriend.
And did you, within your 30 minutes, say yes?
Now that we're thinking back on that, I don't know that I said yes out loud, but it was of course it was implied.
Okay.
Well, because then he's like, well, what is expected of boyfriends? So we went over those things too.
Okay.
So I feel like it was. I know I need to tell her.
Yeah, you need to tell him. Like, you can call him when I'm done with this and be like,
you guys, he made me breakfast in bed this morning. He took my tire. He like took my tire to get taken care of.
This is the guy when he asks you to be your girlfriend, you say, hell yeah.
Loads my car in the rain today. Like I didn't lift it. I don't lift
yeah,
a finger.
that's a keeper.
I know. Builds fire.
Yeah, you gotta call him right now.
I know. I'll have to call him and tell him. He'll be like, "You're goofball." Like, yeah, I thought that was understood.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
you'll just tell him that we told you. You had to.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
Intentions for the year.
Oh man. Well, for all of 2025, I will not be drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
Melissa will also not be drinking alcohol.
Yeah. And it was kind of funny that we came to those conclusions completely separately.
Did we really?
Yeah. I mean, I had been silent and thinking about it. I just hadn't, honestly, I was too scared to vocalize it.
Yeah.
But I had been thinking about it, and then you just said it one day. You're like, I don't think I'm going to drink next year. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I've been thinking about not drinking next year.
Okay, good. Me too. Yeah. And that's not the Me Too movement.
Yeah.
That's not the Me Too.
I think for time's sake, we dive into this another time.
Yeah.
But
yeah. The rest of intentions.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are your...
we were talking about this a couple weeks ago, and I saw it on my text. I text myself notes so I don't forget things. And I am in my being mode.
Oh, yeah.
We're human beings, right? We're not human doings. Yeah. I'm a human doer. I'm a 3, Enneagram 3. I'm the achiever. But I'm human being this year.
You're in a being mode, and I'm in a
doing mode. Yeah. You're always in being mode.
Yeah.
Like you're good about being in being mode.
Yeah.
And I am not as good as it. I am getting so much better.
Yeah.
I
just have endless energy, and I mean, God, I wish I did, but
yeah, endless energy. I'm up at 5. I love being up at 5. But okay, intentions. Yeah. Work intentions, of course. Honestly, I just want to serve my people, help my people accomplish their goals for real estate. There's something literally. There's nothing that's more satisfying and gratifying than that.
Yeah.
Helping our people.
I love that.
Just build wealth through real estate. They don't even know what they're doing maybe in the midst of all of it, but it's like, I tell you what, you're going to get a taste, you're going to love it, and you're going to call me back saying, when can I buy my next house? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Let's go abroad attorney. I shouldn't say her name on there, but yeah. But sure, I'll plug her. She'll be on the show. I'll plug her, yeah. But yeah, so work, human being, and being sober.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do. Intentions.
Intentions. So I'm telling you, I feel like I knocked out my 2 biggest ones
in January.
In month 1. See what being sober can do for you? Shit, I'm just knocking shit out. So
the to-do list is long, but like
2 of my biggest ones were to buy a new house or to be honest, like I thought I was just gonna buy something to flip.
Yeah.
But then I found this out. I had made several offers on stuff here in the city, and I was
for like 2 straight weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, I kept losing out, and I'm just like, I don't understand how people are paying us for these houses. They're either doing
on the bone.
They're either doing something completely different with it, or they can get things I don't watch. I don't. Yeah. Anyways, I lost out, and so this house kind of did find me. And you know, it's funny because most of my houses have.
Yeah.
Because
that's not funny.
It's just how it works. Yeah. This house had been sitting on the market for a couple months. And so I was like, let me just go look at this. This is totally different. Again, 3.5 acres. Kind of right in the city. So I'm like, well, this is weird. 2 miles from my office. I clocked it the other day. It literally took me 4 minutes to get home. To that house. It took me 4 minutes from my office to get there. I was like, this is great.
Nice.
Anyway, so
it's only 12 minutes from my house.
Yeah. So anyways, I bought it.
Just like that.
Well, yeah, so
okay, time out.
Say about being and doing, but like I am going to be once I'm done doing,
you're gonna be
fixing this thing up.
Yeah.
It is gonna be
the ultimate being house.
The ultimate being house of serenity, relaxation, probably a shit ton of work too. But it just I'm so excited to like have a little land, which is just so weird. I never thought I'd say that. I
Not
really never
so.
thought I'd say that.
Not, you know what? Real estate, it being like phases of life. That's the phase of life you're in right now. Is you wanted a little, homestead
Well,
situation.
in a future podcast, we'll talk
Yeah.
about some of my past experience that
Yes.
led me
Yes.
to
Yes.
this decision. But anyway, so yeah, getting a house or project was high on the list, and
Done did it. Yeah.
done doing that.
Cross it off
The
the
other
list.
one was I wanted to get a dog, and
Oh yeah, Missy.
I was planning on adopting an adult dog, you know, a grown dog, not a puppy, and
For various reasons.
for various
We
reasons.
wanted to adopt a larger dog. Yeah. Correct.
And then I just, God,
He found you too.
yeah, he found me too. Yeah, you know, a friend had posted him. She was fostering him. And I just saw that little face, and I went and looked at him. I didn't look at any other dogs. I just went, let him, you know, play with them, and I was like, yeah.
His
puppy,
little eyes.
yeah.
His eyes are so just like droopy
He's
and
precious.
animated.
I mean,
Oh
I
yeah.
am so shocked. Like I got so lucky.
Yeah.
He's sweet. He's smart. He's cuddly.
He's gonna
You
be
know,
huge.
he's not actually. He's not as cuddly as Leo was. And granted, he's still a puppy, so
Yeah.
who knows who he's gonna be. But
Anyways, he could settle into that. Yeah.
he's gonna be my guard dog for sure
Ooh.
at the new property. Yeah.
Your guard dog,
Yeah.
confidant, companion, your
Things.
tag, your co-pilot.
The things.
Yeah. I feel like do you feel like Leo was cuddly when he hit his whole life?
Oh yeah.
I feel like
A
Wally's
bulldog. Oh my god.
Okay,
They're just
really?
like a little.
just in your bed.
Oh yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like Wally,
Yeah. You thought it wasn't.
I know.
Well, he's like you, high energy. He ain't gonna sit still. No.
You know, and like asking that dog to get off the bed so like humans can sleep with their legs.
Oh,
Not
I do
tangled.
that too. He's like laying right in the middle of the bed. I'm like, bro, over here.
Starfish somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like we've got two
Yeah,
large
exactly.
humans in the bed.
Exactly.
Like he's 75, 80 pounds. Wayne's like probably 100.
Yeah.
But Wayne's like polite about it. Wally's like, I'm coming up and you're gonna notice me and I'm gonna lay on you. It's
Yeah.
like, oh my god, you cute, take care, but also like, can you move? Like, it's hot in here. Like, get off.
Okay, so we're wrapping this up.
Yeah.
We're wrapping this up.
Okay.
Okay, so my intentions, house, dog, sober.
Yeah.
Those are the three biggest. So
Okay. Let's also last thing too, and because we're adventurous and we like to travel, and we can talk. We're gonna talk about travels. Where are you going this year? What are some of the trips you have planned already?
I only have the one. I'm going to Salt Lake City in a few weeks. I'm so stoked. I'm meeting my friend Jade. I'm saying her name. I'm meeting Jade.
Yeah.
One of my besties from Singapore.
Cool. Oh yeah.
I've seen her in almost 5 years.
That's
and
crazy.
She's had 2 children since I've seen her last, so it's crazy.
Is she the one you sent baby clothes to? I feel like I always ask that, but that's from Australia.
She is from Australia. She's from Australia.
That
but
was Jake. Okay,
yeah.
I feel like I know her.
Yeah.
But I don't know her.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. Oh,
So
cute.
meet her. I'm
Okay,
so
good.
excited.
That'll be fun.
That's the only trip. I told you I want to go to Santa Fe for my birthday.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Which we're going.
Yeah.
Go get some
I
inspo.
would love to get out of the country this year.
Yeah. I think that's great. I'll be offended if you don't. Yeah.
The next 6 months are going to be a little chaotic with this house.
Yes,
And
yeah.
moving and that sort of thing. So
Yeah.
probably the second half of the year it will be
June
more
on. Prep
and
for
I can
prep for
take time to do that.
Yeah. With your full-time job.
What about you? You have one coming up soon too.
Yes.
Next Valentine's weekend, right?
Yes. Valentine's Day weekend.
Wait, we're going at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. We need someone to watch our dogs.
I know.
Listeners out there, you know, it'd be funny.
Guess what?
Tell
I
me.
drove by the new house today and across the street.
Dog watching.
No, a dog trainer.
Golly.
There's a dog trainer. There's a lady out there with the whole setup and she had some dogs and I was like, perfect.
Who is it? What was her
I
name?
don't know. I didn't see her. I mean, I just saw she was in the yard training dogs.
How funny.
And I was like, perfect. Thank you, God.
I actually think I might know who that is.
Right.
And I know, is she a younger gal?
Dude, I
Couldn't tell.
I just saw her from afar. I
I'm
was
gonna go.
driving and I just looked and saw that that's what she was doing.
Funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go look
Sorry.
on county records. I'm gonna go look and see who lives across the street from you because I think I actually know who that is.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, we'll keep you guys posted. I think I know who that might be. Yeah, Santa Fe for Valentine's Day.
Love it.
Yeah. And then
She's in Corey. I'm making for you. She's got a.
we're gonna go to Santa Fe. I love Santa Fe.
She just got a boyfriend yesterday.
Yeah.
I got a
We're going to Santa Fe. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like we talked about this just before coming on here,
Yeah.
but my mother extended the invitation to come home for 4th of July
Yeah.
at the beach house. So yeah,
Yeah.
so He was ecstatic. More ecstatic about that than I was like, so are you going to Paris with me this year or what? And he goes, Paris? And I was like,
Yeah, he doesn't seem like a Paris guy.
He's already been. But I'm like, okay, one, rude. Two, like, let's just go for a day or two. Like, I'm not trying to spend all of my time in Paris. Like, I want to go to Paris and see a couple things. Like,
but go to other places.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah. Like, go south.
Honestly, I'll go with you.
Okay, perfect. Honestly, like, if we wound up back in Italy, like, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
Just like the Tuscany. Like, let's go to like Como.
Yes.
Let's do all that stuff. Yes. But he was more ecstatic about going to the Oregon coast for 4th of July.
Well, that's cute, and maybe he just like wants to meet people.
Yeah, okay, you're right.
Yeah.
Or he loves the ocean, and he doesn't want to go to Paris.
Probably that too. He seems more like a nature traveler versus a city traveler.
Yeah. But I mean, he had lived abroad for about a year. This was, almost.
Where did he live?
Oh, he had not lived there, but he was like traveling.
On the Virgin Islands.
Yeah. Well,
I don't
everywhere. He was in Asia. He was in Europe. He bopped around for like a year. Yeah. He was doing landman stuff for Emily's uncle. Yeah. And then for like 7 or 8 years, and then went and bounced around for about a year, and then came back and did landman. I want to say just landman shit, because I don't actually know what they do all day long, but
that'll suffice.
Yeah. And then did that for Emily's uncle for a little bit longer. Yeah, that was it. But yeah, so I'm just going to Paris. So for a few days.
I've never been. So
I know. How cool would that be? All right, so
maybe we just decided.
Maybe it's a girls' trip. Maybe it's still a girls' trip. Yeah. And then we actually watched.
See, I'm just so terrible. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be so hard to go to Paris and not drink wine or not drink champagne.
Yeah. Well,
but
we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We actually ended up watching with Groundhog Day coming up.
You watched that movie?
We were talking about that movie and how funny Bill Murray is, because he's hilarious. I mean, that was such a movie watch, a pastime. We watched that growing up, and so we're gonna watch that on Sunday. Before we watched for movie night a couple nights ago, we ended up watching What About Bob? Did you ever see that one?
What About Bob?
Is that Bill Murray? Yeah.
I feel like I have.
Cuckoo, and he's like visiting his.
I think I've seen it.
Yeah. You'll have to go rewatch it. I mean, what? It's a classic '90s comical, goofy Bill Murray movie, and but they were at Lake Winnipesaukee up in New Hampshire, and so last night we were talking about, because I asked him, like, what do you want to do for your birthday this year? He would like to be gone for his birthday this year at the end of July.
Nice.
And I was like, well, because we're gonna go back home for 4th of July, so I was like, well, what does that turnaround time look like, and what would you want to do for your birthday? And he goes, well, let's talk about your birthday first, because your birthday's coming up. I was like, okay, fair. And so I looked at him and I was like, what about Disney? And
what do you mean, what about Disney?
I was joking. And he was like, he looked at me like wide-eyed, like,
thank God.
He didn't tell me no, though. He didn't tell me no. I was just joking.
That's a tree test.
And so for him, he was like, what about,
I mean, let's be honest. That's like a hell no for me.
I don't want to be there.
There are adults with no children who like Disney.
I know.
And those people are not my people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love that for you. I fucking love that for you. And if you, I mean, you know what? Listen, I was actually having a conversation with someone about this the other day.
About Disney?
Well, they have no kids and they love to go. He was white. Oh, I can't say it.
Okay, yeah.
And but
I know.
Yeah. Okay. But when he was describing to me, I was like, oh, okay, that actually does sound cool. So I was like, okay, I get it. Like, I'm not hating on it. And like, I've never been, so I
know. We can't
but that's gonna be a definite like there are just so many other places I'd rather go.
Absolutely. I was being funny. I agree with you. I was being funny. And he looked at me, he was like, pretty much like, you've gotten shit. And he was like, okay, I am. I just want to see you say. So his thought was Lake Winnipesaukee, which is where What About Bob was filmed.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's cute.
And so I was like, I'm not going to pew-pew it because you did pew-pew Disney. I was like, so yeah.
I'm going to tell him where he really needs to take you. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, we've been yapping for
a while.
It's dark. We said 30 minutes. I think we've been doing this for an hour. I mean, Alyssa's phone died, so I think it's time for us to wrap it up.
Yeah, people are probably done.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is supposed to be a quick. But you know what? This is the reality.
Yeah.
You call to have a quick phone call with your best friend. It's gonna be 10 minutes, and then all of a sudden you're like, holy,
2 hours.
You know what? That's how it should feel. So,
and the only note I would like to end on and then you can end on whatever note you want to.
I don't have notes.
The
So
only
you have one.
the
wrap
only
it on it.
like stop time is to be so incredibly present. Yeah. And I think we just nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
10 minutes on the phone with your best friend turns into 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
Oops. Oh, sorry.
Love it.
Okay.
Until next time.
Yeah. Until next time.